Okay, I believe we are live. So I'm just going to check YouTube to make sure that we're here. Hang on a sec. Hold on. I had technical issues. I was going to do my laptop and then it ended up being really dumb. So we're just going to go for it. So we're okay, good. I've got sound coming through. Okay, I'm just gonna share that we are live. Oh Lord, this is technical difficulties. I love doing this all on my own. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know me, my name is Helen. I go by Helen Marie 95 on most of the interwebs, except for here, where my channel name is still Film Geek 520. Excuse me for not looking directly to camera for a minute. I have my laptop next to me to manage social things. So let me just quote tweet and Blue Sky at Helen Marie 95. Hang on just a second. Okay. I didn't add a figure skating emoji, but that's fine. Hi, yes. So basically what we are here to do today is to share some of my process. I'm a big figure skating fan. I'll probably be looking down at my spreadsheet for most of this. I'm so sorry. And each year since 2018, I have kept a spreadsheet for average skating scores for each season. And the process has been refined year on year. So what you are looking at currently is my 2024-2025 version, which technically is still not finished. The competitions have ended, but usually at the end of a season, I will denote in the, I will denote in my rank by country section who didn't compete. And I've not done that yet, did not compete or did not qualify for a free skate because I don't do short and free averages. I just count total scores. I also, because the skating season doesn't turn over until July 1st, I've been marking retirements here in red, partnerships or splits. So yeah, this is what I do. I will explain the process as I go through, but basically, I have a calendar here for all major competitions, and by major, I include Challenger Series, Grand Prix Series, including the final. This includes championships, so Euros, Four Continents, Worlds, World Team Trophy when it happens. ISU counts it towards personal bests, and so I include them here. And of course, this upcoming year will be an Olympic year. So that's what I include here. I try to do this as chronologically as I can. I add new skaters to the list as they get announced. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this current season to a brand new spreadsheet, and we're going to go from there. I could do this from scratch, but I have, as you can see, a few tabs that I want to keep. So for example, we have the men, women, pairs who have a bit few Challenger Series, and so that's why their sheet is small. And ice dance. Obviously, in the offseason, we've had quite a few partnerships, and I don't include partnerships formed unless they are competing in the next season. Obviously, new partnerships formed in the offseason don't really make much of a difference here. I also have an overall ranking in terms of average. And if you will see, whoever's highlighted in green, that designates world spots for that current year, depending on what country. And so as you can see, I have those denoted over here. I can't remember any. I'll go through this as I add stuff. Red means they're no longer competing, they're retired. Purple means they competed at Worlds and then they've split or retired. Yeah. I also rank by country. And again, if they're not highlighted in green, it means they did their country didn't send anybody to Worlds this year. Then we have what's relevant for this particular thing is Grand Prix. I try to predict results as we get them, which is not always great. Sometimes I do use this to think about fantasy skating, but everybody's been menning, so it's been out the window. I have my qualifiers, and then just how many countries make it. I do this for all the disciplines. This I added at the very end of the season because it was relevant, because I wanted to see who might get them. And as you can see, some of these are potentially in. Did I not do... Oh, I should probably take that off, actually, because Germany is not really eligible for the team event anymore. Yeah, okay, so I'll do that. This is the only thing I'm going to keep the same from spreadsheet to spreadsheet because, of course, we have the Beijing qualifier. If it's not highlighted, it means these spots are earned for the Olympics. If it's highlighted, it means spots were qualified at Worlds and can be confirmed at the Olympic qualifying event. Purple means based on the averages from last season, a spot wasn't qualified at Worlds, but could potentially be qualified at the Olympic qualifying event. And then the red just denotes anybody who was already qualified 3 spots and could therefore potentially be eligible for the team event. So there's that. And then finally, this is absolutely getting deleted in the next one. This is what I was keeping up with World Team Trophy. And as you can see, I was quite wrong. So anyways, right, on to the actual exercise of it all. What I am going to do, can I duplicate file? I think I can only duplicate sheets. Hold on. No, I didn't want to add a sheet. Thank you. Let me just delete. Yes, I would like to delete. Thank you. Right. So let's delete. Let's duplicate. And I want to duplicate. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, this is being incredibly stupid. Yeah, I want to delete this sheet. Thank you. Duplicate. Copy to new spreadsheet. There we go. So excuse me, I'm just gonna open spreadsheet. I'll open a brand new one. So this one is going to be 2025-2026 senior figure skating stats. So there is that. Brilliant. So now I'm going to do that with the rest of these. I don't know if anybody's watching like at all except for me. Sorry. So we want to do that to an existing spreadsheet. Select a spreadsheet, select a spreadsheet. My drive. Yeah, 2025-26. Thank you. There we go. I probably could just like go into my Google Drive and like, okay. Can I just copy of women? Right, so this is just going to be, we're learning on the fly here. Oh, shit, I don't want to do that. Oh, sorry. Copy to existing spreadsheet. There we go. Ice dance, copy to existing. Let's make sure, copy of ice dance. Ranking, we're going to copy that. Copy to existing. While I'm doing this, I will just mention that before a couple of months ago, I used to just have like a 10 million bookmarks to keep track of skating things. And speaking of, I'm just gonna hide my bookmarks bar real quick. But now I have X tiles, which has been a lifesaver in terms of just keeping track of my life. All right, so that's the last one. And so now I have all my resources, all my spreadsheets, my archive, my links to do streams. That is all in one place now. And for that, I am very happy. So now we are in here. I'm just going to rename. I'm just going to get rid of the copies. Copy of, yeah, just get rid of the copies. Maybe I should have done this before I went on stream, but hey, that is what we do. So we're just gonna do that. Copy of rank by country, copy of GP predictions, and copy of Olympic spots predictions. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is delete the men. Grass as that sounds. Well, first of all, I'm going to reset, and then I'm going to, can I just backspace, actually? Yeah, I can do that. So there we go. Can I go up? Yes. So, right, so we have the men, we have the skater name, who we will do shortly, country, and their average. Now I'm going to enter the relevant events. So I'm just going to, it's going to be a little bit of clicking back and forth. So I'm just going to go to the ISU page. I still don't know if I like how they're doing their website. So 8/8 to, so 8/7 to 8/10, basically the same days as last year. I used to do different colored denotations. I don't do that anymore. So I've gotten this based on challengers. I do like that you can filter. We'll do John Nix in a second. The Japan Grand Prix. I'm very excited that we're getting a Japan Grand Prix. And I think for simplicity, I'm just going to insert a column left, and I'll just say, what is it? Kinoshita. I'll just do Kinoshita. And then, so that's 9/5 to 9/7. 9/7, I should say. I know I live in the UK currently, but I do prefer, at least for this, it's easier to just have to go month date rather than date month. So, and then we have Lombardia, which is 11th through 14th September. So, remember, I guess. This is going to get me kicked off of YouTube. So Lombardia, then we have Nebula and Nebelhorn happening the same weekend. Okay, I did not know that was happening. I guess I'll move that here then. So we've got Nebula and Nebelhorn happening the same weekend. Fun. Nebelhorn, by the way. Oh, I will have to include the Olympic qualifying competition, won't I? Fun. Just have to remember when that is. I'll add that last. I think those will count for ISU bests. I guess we'll have to see. So anyways, in any case, these are going to be, oh yeah, Nebula's a lot earlier this year. Or has it, or was it just a lot later last year and I'm memory holing that? Quite possibly. So we've got that. Yeah, 925. 927. So that's 5 challengers now. As I say, I'll get to pairs in a sec. Dennis 10, Mem. So that's going to be Trioletti. So we got 10-1 to 10-4. Some of these dates include practices too, and not always competition dates. I guess, is Budapest not going to be part of it this year? Interesting. Well, anyways, so I guess we're not doing Budapest this year. Yeah, okay. Dennis 10 Memorial, Dennis 10 Trioletti, which is 10-8 to 10-11. Trioletti, which is 10-8 through to 10-11. I imagine if there is a Grand Prix taking place around that time, that the Georgian teams will not be going. So who are we missing then? So we've got Cranberry, Kinoshita, Lombardo, Nebula, Nebelhorns, Tennis 10, which is 6. Trioletti, which is 7. Talon. Did we just have a ton last year and I missed? Whatever. See, that's the French Grand Prix. No, that's what I'm thinking of. So we're going to delete that column. Tallinn, which is going to be, Warsaw, which is going to be before Tallinn. So, so let me just pop that there. So Warsaw Cup, which is going to be 11-19 to 11-23. Okay. 23, and then Tallinn is 11-25 to 11-30. 5 to 11-30. And then, of course, we get Golden Spin in December, aka not the Grand Prix final. So that's 12-3 through 12-6. Let's see, so 12-3, 12-6. Okay. Cool. So then we get, I'm going to change my filter here to the Grand Prix. Okay. October, Grand Prix de France. Okay, they must just include it as the final as a championship. Okay. So anyways, Grand Prix de France is October 17th, 10-17 to 10-19. 10-17 to 10-19, so we'll do that there. And actually, I'm going to update it because I've been calling the Inst de France, but it changed its name. So GP de France from 10-17 to 10-19, which is not in my time zone, but only an hour ahead. And I appreciate that very, very much. Right. So then we have, after that, we have Cup of China, which is going to be Cup of China. So Warsaw, okay, so Cup of China is going to be 10-26 to 10, sorry, 10-24, 10-26. Okay, so we got 10, 24, 10, 26. Then we have Skate Canada, which is going to be that before there. Skate Canada, which is going to be 10:31 to 11:02. I hope, I'm not going to lie, for some of the North American ones, the scheduling I think is a bit weird where they don't just do 4 and 4 and then the gala's on Sunday. That's just a personal preference thing. I just think, I don't know, why not? So Warsaw and Tallinn are the ones we need to run up against. So NHK is going to be after that. Skate Canada. And NHK is going to be 11:07 to 11:09. Right, 11:07 to 11:09. And after that is Skate America, which is 11:14 to 11:16 to 11:16. After which we then have Warsaw Cup, and GP Finland is 11:21 to 11:23. 11:21 to 11:23. And I think that's everything chronological now. I think. Yes, so Tallinn is going to take place in the off week between that and the Grand Prix final. Right. So if I switch to championships, will it then show the Grand Prix final? No, evidently. All right. Let's not filter by, let's just do all then. Figure skating, synchronized skating. Yeah, I don't particularly oh boy. Can I just apply? Yeah. Why is the final not showing up? Well, that's dumb. I don't like it when things don't work out for me. What if I select the Junior Grand Prix? Because that's the same timing, right? Yes? No. Okay, so this is gonna be dumb. I'm just gonna do a quick Wikipedia. I can't believe I even have to do this. 2025, 26. ISU Grand Prix of Figure Skating. Stop. There we go. Okay. So the final is going to be competition. December 5th through 8th. Okay. Really? Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. I guess that's when it's happening. And anyways, no one's qualified yet, so we're not going to do that. Last thing I'm going to add here is the championships. So we're going to do ISU championships. Apply filters. Of course, there's nothing. So Euros, which I am going to, hooray. So we got 113 versus 118. I should know this, given that I have tickets. And I have all access. Well, not all access. All event. Lord knows I don't have all access. For continents, of course, in an Olympic year is moved up. From is it 21st? Yeah, 21st to January 25th. Do they count the Olympics under that? No, they don't. But we are going to do the Worlds, which is March 24th to the 29th. Okay. And we're going to get rid of World Team Trophy here. Delete column. And we are going to add insert columns. So we're going to go Olympics. And I think if I go to my X tiles thing, I think I have the start date for the Olympics, but not the end. 6th February to who knows. Actually, I'm going to Wikipedia this real quick. Figure skating at the 2026 Winter Olympics. Figure skating at the 2026 Winter Olympics. Okay. Dates. Oh, it's just the qualifying. All right, well, we'll get there when we get there. So basically what I'm going to do now is, now that I've got that, is I'm going to do a quick copy and paste, copy, and paste. Yes. Okay. Do a copy and a paste for Ice Dance, who's emailing me. Snag is emailing me. Okay, and we're going to get rid of this whole first column because we don't do Ice Dance in North America. They only have 9 events. And so actually now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete. Well, first I'm going to reset and then I'm going to backspace. There we go. Same with pairs. Reset. Backspace. Women. Reset. There's so many women. Reset. Nah. And backspace. Okay, so that we've got a clean sheet. So we're gonna do that, and there's that, there's that, there's that, there's that, and there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. And I just need to check. No, I'm not gonna to mess with pairs at the moment. But actually, you know what? I'll copy paste in pairs and then I will delete columns as I need to. But the one thing with pairs is if I go back to the Challenger series, apply filters, is they have a different North American event. They have John Nix, which is the John Nix, which is the 2nd and the 3rd of September. So 9/9/2/9/3. Right. So we'll deal with that as we deal. And obviously we won't get Challenger assignments until much later. Oh, excuse me. My goodness. There we go. 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 Okay, now I think we are ready to start assigning. Okay, so I'm just going to move that. My big complaint is I wish that they like assigned these in a more accessible format. I find this incredibly annoying, I do have to say. So basically, we're gonna go by these PDFs, which Anything GOEs have helpfully shared. They are my number one source for news. I did just catch up on their live stream from last night, so I recommend you go watch. So basically, we're just going to start out with assignments here, and I'll like note anything of note, I guess. So we've got Mihail Celebro the Younger, at Grand Prix de France, as does Mr. Economy. I am thrilled that France finally has 3 spots. I think that Luke can go to the qualifying competition in China. Oh, I didn't know the qualifying competition. I'll do that later. Like I say, we don't have assignments for that yet. So then we have Adam, Xiao Henfa, and a TBD. I hope Adam is better this season. I think hopefully he's taken the time to rest. We have Nika Igadze, who I think would be a much better skater if he left his coach, and that is that on that. Then we have Gabriele Frangipani. I'm so sorry to any Italians watching. Who I was watching, I think it was like Nebelhorn before the last Olympics. And my dad was over here visiting, and I was doing some work while I was watching. And he remarked that he looks like my brother's best friend. And now I can't like unsee it. My brother's best friend is of Italian descent too. So I don't know. Anyways, Cow, I hope Cow is doing better this season. Breachy. Tetsuya, thrilled that he got the world's berth last season. Hopefully last season gave him a bit of a boost. Cow, I think, is definitely in the running. I don't think Tetsuya is. Lucas Britschke, surprise European champion. Ilya, not a surprise world champion in the slightest, although I would have loved for Yuma to give him a bit more of a run for his money. Ilya not doing Skate America this year, but I do know that I believe that France and the US swapped their entries, but it was quite late in the game, so I assume there was some sort of deal for that to work. Anyways, so glad that Max, after everything that he's been through this past season, is giving competition another shot. I think we still have not seen the best of him, but I love his skating, and his gala performance at Legacy on Ice was just devastating. So highly, highly, highly recommend you watch. Oh, I'm supposed to be doing countries. Ha ha ha! So France, Georgia, Italy, Japan, Switzerland, who just hosted Eurovision this year. And I did not watch the show, but I hear they did a good job. I hear Hazel Berger is another fan favorite host. So the more that we see of her, the better. Right. So now we're moving on to Cup of China for the men. And this is where I do things in alphabetical order. So we have Vladimir Litvintsev, who I personally, in terms of skating, have fallen off a bit. I know he has the big quads, but he's inconsistent and he hasn't really grown in his artistry. And also, I just don't like the Nutcracker adjacent program that he decided to bring. Especially because he had a really good traditional Nutcracker program the first season that he competed that I really liked. So there's that. Dai Wei Dai, huge breakout season for him last season. And also, yes, for the countries, the that do officially do surname and then first name, I title them that way. So in this case, it is China and Korea. Right, so we've got Boyang. China also has a TBD. Italy, let's see. Grassl is going to Italy. If you follow my Blue Sky account or followed my Twitter account before I deleted it, I think you know my thoughts on Grassl and how he has handled certain things about his suspension. I don't think he needed to give a shout out to the haters. I think he needed to own up to some things. Like own that you made a mistake, my dude, and that you're not good at updating your address. Like I am very neurodivergent and I remember to update my address. So I don't know what your excuse is. I think I forgot to put a space there. Right, so we got Sota Yamamoto. I think, as a rule, I think Japan should be allowed to send 6 men to Worlds. I know the maximum is 3. I think Japan should be allowed to send 6. There are so many that I love. I know Koshiro is doing ice dance now and not doing singles. So I can't wait to see that. They don't have a Grand Prix spot and probably won't unless they medal. So, whoops. Anyways, Mikhail Shidorov, what a story. And this is the thing, is I remember him on the Junior Grand Prix and at Junior Worlds. Like, people remember that Ilya won, and I every time, like, Shidorov has competed, you know, post coming back from injury, because I know he had an issue with that, I was just like, do not underestimate him, because, you know, somebody came second to Ilya at Junior Worlds and had an incredible free skate, largely on the back of a free skate. So, and now he has the triple axel quad combination. Ilya is quaking. I think that Shidorov will be the first one to do a quad combination if he is allowed. And then we have Dennis. Dennis, one of my all-time faves. I saw live at Grand Prix Shuffled a few years back. I won't link it right this second because I'm busy with this. But if you if you go look at Dennis's free skate from MK John Wilson Trophy, and you wait for the kiss and cry. First of all, he got a well-deserved standing ovation and a medal. But there's some very loud wooing picking up on the mic in the kiss and cry. That is me standing like directly above it because that's how the layout was. I was about to get my train home, but I was like, I have to wait and see Dennis, and it worked. Anyways, very proud of that. Happy to be a part of internet history. Camden needs to show up if he really wants to prove himself worthy of being on the Olympic team. Same for Torgs. I do wonder if USFS is a bit not confident in his ability to sort of land it at the end of the season. Jacob Sanchez, I am very excited for. Again, just needs to get the consistency down. Right, so now we're on to Skate Canada. Gogolev. Again, I do wonder, because he won the JGP back in 2019, somewhere around there. And like his first senior season or junior season. And just hasn't really been able to kind of pull it together. I mean, I could say that about all the Canadian men. I'm sure they're all very nice. And I do subscribe to Romsky's YouTube channel. I do. He's been less active on YouTube as of late, which I think might be the result of somebody potentially talking to him and maybe helping him prioritize things, because he's not been posting as much. And the results are getting better. So it's a correlation, not a causation. Oh, we have 2 celeb bros. Okay. So we have Alexander. I wish, oh God, he was 11th at Worlds in 2024. I wish he could have gotten to the top 10. And so they could both go. Because, I mean, Selevko, he really just had such a breakout season. We have Kevin in his North American home. I will reiterate this every time. Kevin, please leave your coach. But also, yay, gay. Happy Pride. I love that he's just posting stuff with his boyfriend. So I have Nika here. I'm not going to post much about mashup. I mean, Grand Prix de France, ostensibly between Ilya and Adam. If Adam is better, then I think he could get it. China, I think Misha's probably the front runner here. Shun could definitely get in there. Grassel, if he's overscored, could get in there. But I would kind of love to see, and June. June is there too. Ooh, the stacked. I want to see Dennis surprise medal. I think just from the last couple seasons, he landed the quad in the free at Euros. He landed it at Worlds. I think it's getting better. I think it's getting there, but we'll just have to see. Nikolai Mamola. Now, here's one of my figure skating sons. I enjoyed watching him on the JGP, and by all rights, he should be a junior world champion and a junior world medalist. But the less said about the Japanese assignments for that year's junior worlds, the better. And he is going up against Cow here. All right, cool. So we've got Cow. Kazuki, I love Kazuki so much. Only valid La La Land program, I have to say. I love his Tom and Jerry program too. He is amazing. He's someone who I'm just like, have you considered Ice Dance or Kazuki? No, actually, no, never mind. Here's the thing. Kazuki, people like Kazuki. He is why solo dance should be more of a thing, because I think he would slay. So we have the other Vladimir Samoylov. You know what? I'm gonna miss Samoylov's Fat Boy Slim program. I think it was fun. He probably couldn't keep it again. Luca Broussard, who I don't know how he got to assignments, except that he won Cranberry Cup with like a 240 last season, and I think that was high enough on the season's bests to make him eligible for 2 spots. So good for him. I heard that he is taking the year off of school to really focus on this, and I think that is the right choice, at least for the Olympic season. We'll see how it works out. The 3rd spot, well, it's not really a second spot for the men, is really up in the air. Right, so here, Ilya probably going to take it. Kevin will probably medal if he doesn't implode. I think I would like to see, I mean, Cal's in contention. A lot of people are in contention. Just for the fun of it, Romsky getting a medal would be fun. I think it would be fun to see Luca Broussard get it, because he's one of my favorite artistic boys. And if the world had any justice in it, they would be giving Beck Stromer a bunch of international assignments too. Like, they have followed in the Jason Brown school of we are going to be artists. Anyways, yes, so NHK trophy. We're going to start with Boying Jin, who I hope is better. I love that he had a Sam Ryder song as one of his programs last year. That's just me. I'm a Euro fan. Right, so I have Francois Pitot, who not the best senior debut last season. Is a bit rocky. But I think if now that he's got his feet under him a little bit, he could potentially be an option for that 3rd France Olympic spot. But I do think they would be more inclined to send Mr. Economy to get it. Matteo Rizzo. Matteo, who I have enjoyed watching ever since I saw him at the Olympics in 2018. I think Italy Fed shafted him in favor of Grassel last season. I think if Matteo had actually been able to go to Worlds, I think they would have had a better shot. Not a guarantee, but a better shot of getting 3 spots. That's just me. I hope my dream Olympic team for the men is Nikolai and Matteo going. No. And then we have Yuma, who I almost accidentally said was Italian. No, he's Japanese. Yuma, I feel for. I think the pressure might be getting to him a little bit, because he's another one who just broke out at the senior level. Like, he is the reigning Olympic silver medalist. I do wonder if he feels pressure to compete against Ilya. I know he was working on a quad flip and it didn't work out. He still got a bronze because he slayed the short program at Worlds. But I hope he's had the summer to just sort of reset. I very much enjoy his skating. His jumps are like butter. I love his kiss and cry reactions when it goes well. Anyways, Lucas. Adam Hagara. I'm so excited for Adam to finally turn senior this season. I have been rooting for him for at least a couple years now. He's been doing so well on the JGP. He didn't do as well during the season as he did the previous year, but he has 2 junior world bronze medals, and he's just been so consistent. He's another one that doesn't have quads yet. I don't know if I would advise putting them in just yet. I think he should just go clean to start. Then again, I was saying that about Nikolai when he started, and there were a couple misses, but now he's like really stable in that quad lutz. So we'll see. It'll definitely be growing pains. Right, and then we have Torgs. Right, so now we go to Skate America. Right, we've got Vintsev again. Die again. Yeah. Did he have a really high score last season, or is this based on his World's placement? Kevin. Oh, for NHK, I'm backing Yuma all the way to win, but I would love Mateo to get a medal. Then we have Mr. Economy going to Skate America as well. Kevin in his element to Skate America. Corey Cercelli, friend of Anything GOE's and of the fandom, is getting not his first Grand Prix assignment because he was at GP Sheffield. I have seen him live, but his first for Italy. Unless he has like a super breakout season, I personally don't see him as a contender to get that Olympic spot. Here he's going up against Grassel and Nikolai. So that'll be fun to see. And then we've got Kazuki and I think Tetsuya. Yeah, and then we have Misha. Okay, who I think is probably I think it's between Misha and Kevin to win this one. Although if Jason can pull it out, he could be a threat for that as well. And I think, speaking of Jason, we'll get to this when I get to the next round. I think Jason might be the only man doing back-to-back. And doing like Skate America and Finlandia back-to-back is wild. So we got Romsky. So Celebro the elder, or the younger, excuse me, has 2 assignments. We have a TBD for Finland. I don't know if that's going to go to Dr. Walter or to Makar or a secret third option. It's not secret. We've got R2 Usula. Mateo, not quite going back-to-back, but almost. Let's see who else. We got Yuma, Sota. Dennis. So Dennis is a bit, a month in between might not be bad. And then we got Andreas Nordbeck. Good for him. He's another one who I love a good, weird, quirky program. And his programs are always a bit emo, but it kind of suits him. I loved his Johnny Cash Hurt program from a couple seasons back. I think he really thrives in that environment. And then we have Lucas Broussard, Jason Brown, and Jimmy Ma. So thrilled for Jimmy to get 2 assignments right out the gate after that 4 continents bronze. He is certainly one of the backbones of the team. So, people I want more. So we have everybody has doubles except for Steven and Alexa, not shocking. Solevko, the elder, I imagine, is up there for a replacement spot if someone drops out. Pito, maybe, potentially. Corey, I don't know. The Japanese all have to Samoylov. Potentially. He was third in the short at Skate America or Europeans. Would love for Adam Hagar to get a second spot. Love for Nordbach to get a second spot potentially. Jason, did I just miss Jason? Oh God, that shows where I am. Right, yes, Jason figured it out. For those of you who know the good place, Max could potentially get a second spot. So we've got a host spot open for Grand Prix France, I think. Is there no host spot for Skate America? I would say so. Max, Camden, and Jacob are the candidates there. It's going to depend on how they do it. Would not be surprised to see all three of them at Cranberry Cup. I think Jacob might be a candidate because he's been really consistent on juniors. But we'll see. And that third spot for the Olympics is all up for grabs. Right, so that's the men. Let's move on to the women, shall we? Love talking about women. As bisexual, I do. Right, so let's just start off the bat. Again, GP de France. We're going to start with Nina Petrokina. I was so excited for Nina when she won Europeans. Again, I've been a fan of hers for a while. So excited for her. And I just want to point this out, that Euros was in Tallinn. Four Continents was in Korea, in Seoul, and Worlds was in Boston. So in each of the major women's championships this year, someone from the home country won, because we had Nina, we had Chayon, and then we had Alyssa. France, I don't know what they're doing with only having Lorraine guaranteed. I don't think they have anybody coming out from juniors that would be eligible, aside from Leah, maybe. But anyways, speaking of juniors coming up, Amy Nakai is going to be making her senior Grand Prix debut. Thrilled for her. I didn't really mention it with the men because the men tend to stay in juniors until they're age eligible, whereas the women tend to move up to senior as soon as they are age eligible. Sorry, the men stay in juniors until they're not eligible anymore. And then the women tend to jump up to senior the first year they're eligible. So the 2-year pause has had more of an effect on the women's field. So Nakai is one of them, going up against Kaori. We have Rion. Again, Japan should be allowed to send as many women as they want to Worlds in the Olympics. It's just, there's so much talent. And I wouldn't normally say that about the USA, but we're kind of in that category too. Rion Sumiyoshi. And we have Chaeyeon Kim. I was a little bit disappointed for her at Worlds just because she was so good at 4 continents and she was a medalist the previous year, but what can you do? Youngyu, I understand that she could use the comeback thing, the comeback rule to get to assignments, but if you know, you know. Livia, I hope, has healed well from her injury. They do have Switzerland does have 2 Isabeau, so glad she's healed up. And then we have Elise, who had a breakout senior season last year and won bronze at Junior Worlds. She should have been sent to Junior Worlds the previous season, but whatever. Oh, I should do. Yes. There we go. Anyways, yes. Okay, there we go. So for this, I mean, I'd be dumb not to go for Kaori to win this one. Medalists, I think Chaeyeon can do it. I think Isabeau. I think Elise, if she's on form. And I'd love for Nina to get another Grand Prix medal. That'd be nice for her. And then we go to Cup of China. So then we've got Zhu. The other Chinese spots are TBD, but I think they're going to Zhang Yi and Hong Yi, potentially. I don't know. I can't remember if there are any juniors eligible for seniors this year. Anastasia Gubanova, who I think hopefully will be ready and raring to go because she'll have had the Olympic qualifier event. Because unfortunately she didn't qualify a spot at Worlds. I mean, that was a great comeback skate at World Team Trophy. But I mean, she still has to get going. We'll talk about somebody else. That's the thing for Reno. I just need her to get consistent in the short program because she is such a gorgeous skater, and I'm so glad she made the Grand Prix final last year. And we have Hana and we have Rinka. Oh, God, they're all my daughters, and I love them so much. Hana, Yoshida, Japan, Cup of China. And then we have Rinka Watanabe. Yeah, I love the weird girls who pick the weird programs. You know, we don't all have to be like, you know, pretty and whatnot. I mean, they are, but don't get me stuck in this trap. And they have Hyen Lee. The less said about that, the better. And then, speaking of people moving up to seniors, we have Jia Shin, four-time World Junior silver medalist. I wish one of those was a gold because she is just so good. I think is a contender for the Olympic team this year. And then we have Kimi Rapond, who, again, I just go back and watch her Euros performances because she is to die for. Two amazing programs, and her kiss and cry reactions are incredible. Well-deserved bronze that year. And then, oh boy, honestly, rude for making them go up against each other. Why pit two queens against each other? Yes, so we have Amber and Alyssa. We love the queer girlies. Why do you have to do this? It's not fair, actually. And I do think it is between those two. I don't think Gia's a contender here. I mean, and don't count the Japanese women out either. But yeah, I would love Kimi to get in here and get a medal. That'd be great. So then we got Skate Canada. We have Nina Pinzaron. Is it Pinzarone or Pinzaron? I think she has some Italian ancestry. So proud of her for getting the chance to go earn the second spot. Obviously, Luna will probably do that very easily. Sarah Maud Dupois, our emo queen. I love that she skated to an Evanescence program. That just makes me so happy. And then we have Madeline Skizas, who was, so close to getting a chance for a second spot for Canada. And I'm so sad for her, but she went out there and nailed that short program, and I'm very proud of her. Lara Naki, the queen of the weird girls. I think that Squid Game program is an all-timer, as is her Hitchcock. If she just decided she wanted to do those again for the Olympic season, I would not be mad, but I know she wants to do something for her home Olympics. And I'm so happy that she gets to do this for a home Olympics because she only did the team event last time. Yeah, I'm so excited. Okay. I just noticed I made an error. I'll get there. Who did I miss? Yuna Aoki. Yay! Speaking of people, I'm so happy that she decided not to retire and sees how much We love her. Again, and we got Monet. Japan should be allowed to send like 10 people to Worlds, actually. Like, I'm so sad that like Japan Nationals is not a thing that's easy to access over here. If anyone has like leads, like please do let me know. I am dying. I'm just gonna fix this real quick here. Yeah, then we can delete that row. Right. Yeah. If anybody has any leads on like Japan Nationals this year, yours truly would like to watch. Ami, Asun Yoon, such a great breakout season last year, and I'm heartbroken that she didn't make the free skate at Worlds. It sucks, man. And then we've got Sarah, Isabeau, and Brady going up against each other. This is what this year in particular, like the U.S. women have just, oh my God. I love women so much. So yeah, we have Sarah, Isabeau, and Brady. Can we just give Brady Tennell a round of applause for everything that she has been through, and she just keeps coming back. She is that girl. Speaking of people who are that girl. Anyways, okay, so this for Skate Canada, I know Monet is like the top ranked skater coming in, but it could go any way. Like I feel like Monet could probably get in there. I think Sarah and Isabeau and Brady are all medal contenders. I know Maddie could get there. Nina's a past Grand Prix medalist. Yuna could get in there. Ami could surprise. Asun Yoon could get. It's just the women's event at Skate Canada is going to be one to die for, and it's going to be in a not great time zone for me. Right, moving on to NHK, where we will get the Grand Prix return of one Luna Hendricks, who will hopefully be fresh from qualifying an Olympic spot in China. And going up against Nina. Oh, poor Nina's doing back-to-back. Canada and then Japan. Laranaki Gutman, just patron saint of jet lag. Please do your magic. Catherine Medlin Spence. So yeah, Catherine did great I thought at was it Nebelhorn that she was at? One of the challengers. Did great. And I think she went to 4 continents last season. Interesting that she got a single Grand Prix assignment, but it wasn't Skate Canada. So we'll see. Anna Pezzetta finally gets to do a senior Grand Prix. I can see that her consistency is getting better. She just did not have a great time. Was it? Yeah, it must have been World Team Trophy. But I can see the talent there. I mean, like her iconic almost jumping out of the rink at Junior Worlds. Wonderful. And then we have Wakaba and Kaori. I think somebody said like it's just gonna be like 2 best friends hanging out. And I don't want to say like Wakaba versus Kaori because they're such good friends. Sofia Samadelkina will be making her senior Grand Prix debut. For those of you who don't know, she competes for Kazakhstan now, but I have seen her compete junior before for Russia. And she has had quads and triple axels in the past, but doesn't do that anymore. And I think, honestly, that's probably for the better to have her exercise her artistry because she does have it, I think. Young Yu, then we've got Kimmy, Sarah and Elise. So for this, it's Kaori and Wakaba, I think, are the real contenders here. Luna, we'll have to see how she's doing post-recovery. Kimmy, again, could get in there. I think Sarah has been so consistent. Sarah and Elise. It'll be interesting to see how they do. Yeah, so we'll see. So that brings us to Skate America, where we will have Leah Serna. Leah Serna confirmed here, but not for Grand Prix de France. Which I just think is so weird. Like, who else? Like, no offense, friends, but who else do you have? I think it's dumb to not have Leah out there out the gate. All right, so we have there. Then we have Nastia. Then we have Lara. Now at the moment, I'm just entering people who have a lot of second competitions. We have Wakaba. We have Rinka. Wakaba doing back-to-back. My gosh. I cannot believe that. Wait, is Sarah doing back-to-back? Sarah's doing back-to-back. Oh, man. Lara Naki, bless them. Rinka, Wakaba, Rinka, Hannah, Yoshida. Then we have Chayon and Hyen. Who else? And then we have Katya. I'm so sad that Katya initially, at least at the moment, only has one. Katerina Karakova. Oh my God. There used to be another Katya that didn't compete for Russia. Sorry. Katya, I was so excited to see in person at GP Sheffield, and she was predictably incredible. I have to think that she is higher up on the replacement list in case people pull out. And I think it's very interesting that we only have Alyssa Liu scheduled for Skate America. So here, I think Alyssa has to be the clear favorite here. Wakaba, Chayon, Hannah. Brinka's won a Grand Prix in the past. For the TBD, I don't know where Ava Ziegler is in terms of recovery. So a bunch of names thrown out. Josephine Lee is turning senior this year. Mia Kalin is senior eligible this year. We don't have Star on the list, so we might see her. There's lots of options. I feel like they'll go with an existing senior and a new senior. So we'll just have to see how that shakes out. And then finally for GP Finland, we have Luna in her second assignment. Maddie Skizas in her second assignment. Nina in her second assignment. No surprise there. Estonia and Finland are very close. We have Ida Karhunen. I'm happy that she got the the jump right out the gate. She has a Le Jazz Hot program that I adored. I'm so excited that she gets to make her senior Grand Prix debut. Finland has a lot of other women, I think, jostling for the other two spots. I think Jana Jyrkinen will probably get one. And then we'll just have to see how it plays out. Right. So, and then we have Loreen, not that Loreen. Then we have Monet, Reno, and Rion. Oh boy, that's going to be so much fun for typing when I input the stats from this event. Oh boy. Then we have Amber and Brady. Wow, this is going to be very interesting. Very interesting. I'm very intrigued to see everybody's program choices for the season. In terms of Olympic spots for the Americans right now, I think Amber's definitely up there in the conversation, being the reigning Grand Prix champion. I think Alyssa's the reigning world champion. I think it's those two, unless they really give a reason not, like if they bomb or if someone gets injured. We're knocking on wood that doesn't happen for everyone, but especially them. And then we'll just see. I mean, this is incredible. Right, so let's go to pairs. I should probably, who only has one assignment? Sarah Ma doesn't have one assignment. Catherine Medlin-Spence has one assignment. Judy, Ida, I'm not surprised. Leah will probably get assigned to France. Anna, be interesting to see if she gets a second one. Yuna, will probably get the host spot at NHK. Sophia, Katya, Hope gets a second one. Gia hopefully gets a second one. I think she deserves it. More than deserves it. Asun Yoon, potentially. Olivia Kaiser only has one. Sadly, not surprised. Yeah, let's see. All right, now let's go to pairs. Right. So starting out, we have, I'm just going to keep it long here. So we have Golyubeva and Gio Topulus-Moore. Oh, right. No, I don't. Yeah, that's what I do. That's what I do. For Australia, thrilled with their progress so far. I love their Umbrellas of Cherbourg program, and I'm excited to see what they will do next. Deanna Stellato. I'm only doing last names. Stellato, Dudek, and Deschamps. Team Old. We love an inspiration. And actually, she is like, they are both so good. I love their vampire program. A bit sad that they fell off a bit last season. But we will see. I think if they've got some great programs behind them, I think they can get the momentum again. I would love for Deanna to be an Olympic medalist. Fowler Bell, a bit weird that the Kovalevs don't have the host spot here. Sure, and I don't know of a third pair that could potentially take that. So then we got Pavlova, Sviatchenko. I didn't love their programs last season. So again, probably going to depend on the material, but I haven't historically loved theirs. Rika Ryu are here, and I just think that's weird that they're here and not at NHK. But I think, you know, barring a disaster, this should be a pretty easy win for them. Thrilled to see Audrey and Balazs get a Grand Prix assignment. Oh, right. If I had to put money on whether Deanna and Max or Rika Ryu will take it, I would say Rika Ryu have the momentum. Okay, so we've got finally, Fiona and Benjamin will make their Grand Prix debut. They really should have done that last year, but whatever. But the big story here is that Sui and Han are back, and I don't know how I feel about this. They have not competed at all this Olympic cycle. Chinese pairs as a whole have kind of struggled. I just don't know what to expect. I know that they have both been quite injured. I wonder if this is the Federation pressing them to come back. I mean, I love them so much. I don't know if they'll be in like the shape that they were in 2022 to get it. I mean, it's very interesting. So they get 2 spots as a returning pair. Metalkina and Berilova. Less said about them, the better. Sarah and Nicolo, I am so happy for her. I love seeing them compete. Their gala program is fun. And then we have Katie McBeath and Danielle Parkman. Oh, we have pair X's together. Anastasia and Danielle used to skate together, so that was fun. This is so much fun. Like, I think somebody made a gigantic chart of like specifically ice dance, like how everybody's not related, but there's all sorts of whatever. I wish that they had done like a proper text post because it is wild, and not always in a great way. But it's very much like this person was partnered with this person and this person and this person. Weird. Anyways, sorry, excuse me. So now we go on to, I mean, we'll see. If I had to put money on it right now, I think Conti Machi are taking it, depending on the shape that Sui and Han are in. But I think my podium is the Georgians, the Italians, and the Chinese in any order. Right, so then we move on to Skate Canada. So Anna and Hector are here as well. Then we have Laurent Etier. I'm gutted for them because I think they would have had such a moment at the Olympics. They're another one who kind of do out of the box programs. And I'm sad that we don't get to see them because there's only going to be 2 spots. I think it was just unfortunate. But we'll see. Paris is stacked at the moment, and I can only see that as a good thing because Paris was quite sparse like 3 or 4 years ago. Anna and Luke, oh my god. So I just the progress that they have made since I saw them at GP Sheffield all the way back in 2022 to now being so consistent and scoring well and being like top 5 at Europeans and almost in the top 10 at Worlds and getting an Olympic spot. I am so excited for them. I think they've finally settled in. I just want to scream, and I hope they get. I just think there's too many pairs here that only have 1 spot, and I hope that they get a second one somehow. Maybe France wants to give those up. I'm so excited for them. Minnie and Nikita also. Then we got where does this go? SFS. Vuillamos and Bouvard for Switzerland. I will say a lot of these pairs, there's some citizenship questions, up in the air. I'm someone who's on my own citizenship journey in the UK, so I can hashtag relatable. So a lot of this, it'll depend on skill and also if they can get passports in time. So we'll see how that works. Skate Canada, I think, again, if I had to pick, I think it's Minerva and Nikita over Deanna and Max. And then the rest of the podium, I think, is kind of up in the air. If I had to pick now, I'd probably see Ellie and Danny because they've got some of the momentum behind them. Then we have NHK. Sui and Han are going there. I find it weird that Riku and Ryu are not going to that one. Maybe it's a timing thing. But you know who will be there? Cami and Pavel, who I adore. I love that they just keep doing weird for weird's sake. It's amazing. And then we have Pavlova and Sviatchenko again. Sarah and Nicolo. TBD for Japan. Probably going to Nagaoka Moriguchi. We'll see. Then we have Danilova and Siba. Loved the chain program last season and the season before. I just think, again, out of the box. And I love the Ed Sheeran program. Sue me. I like Ed Sheeran. I'm going to go to cool jail for that one. Elisa and Misha. What a moment at Worlds. I hope she gets her citizenship so they can go. I think they just keep getting better and better and better. I'm so excited for them. And then we have Chan and Hao. Oh, bless. This is, how are they? Whatever, Chan and Hao. Prayer circle for Spencer's back. Yeah, I worry for them. I hope they're okay. I hope he's okay specifically. Yeah, here I think it's, yeah, probably Sarah and Nicolo, Sui and Han, and then toss up for everyone else. Would love for Lisa and Misha get it. So we have Skate America. We have Laurent and Etier, Metzalkina and Berlava, Haka and Kunkel, who've won Skate America before, but granted in a bit of a weaker field in the before times. Well, not the before times of before rooms, but like before pairs really got strong again. And Rika Ria will be here. That's very interesting. So they're going to do France and here. Interesting. Flores and Wang making their senior debut. We don't need to get into the age raised for junior pairs last season. Plazas and Fernandez are back. Oh, this is going to be a crowded U.S. field. I think only 2 of them have 2 assignments, so it's going to be very interesting to see who gets that host spot. And then we've got Gainish and Shigarev. Yeah, if I had to put money down, I think Rika Ryu, but also Metalkin and Baralava have beat them before. And then for the rest of these, it's an interesting toss-up. I'll be very interested. The race for bronze, I think, is going to be way more interesting than the race for gold. And then finally, we have GP Finland. So we have Pereira and Michaud. Zhang and Huang making their senior debut. By all rights, they should have won Junior Worlds last season. And again, we're not going to talk about that. That I will probably talk about that when I make a junior spreadsheet eventually. Then we have Minnie and Nikita. We have... Oh, Rebecca and Felipe only have 1. Aw. I love them. Oh, they're going to have so much fun. They do have 2 spots for the Olympics, and I don't see... Oh, I don't see Bakari and Guariuse anywhere here. I just realized that. Are they done? Are they done? Is he still injured? Oh, that would be unfortunate. Nagaoka Moriguchi. Yeah, I already mentioned them. So they have improved so much, and I'm so proud of them. I wish Worlds had gone better so they could have the 2 spots guaranteed. But I think they will have no issue going to China and getting that 2nd spot. Then we have Yulia and Michelle, another one who I wish had 2 spots here. Is it Wozniak? Yeah, Wozniak. And Poland is in contention for the team event, I think. I think they just have to get a Polish ice dance team in there, and they're good to go. So then we have Elisa and Misha, and Ellie and Danny. Yeah. So pairs might be the most exciting discipline to watch this season, and I cannot be happier about it. So we'll just have to see. So finally, we're gonna come to ice dance. And ice dance. All right, we're just gonna start right up at the top here. L'Oreal Leg Up for Canada. GP de France. Hold on, I'm just gonna adjust. Adjust. Right, that's all that we need to do. For Canada, then we have all I will say is that the entire season, you are going to be hearing me just scream for the rooftops, justice for the other French ice dance teams. Because already they feel like they're being tossed aside. And that is that. Right. Davis and Smolkin for Georgia. I think overscored. Fear and Gibson, hot take. I don't know if this is going to affect my British citizenship application, but I think Charlene and Marco, since we're putting them down here, should have gotten the bronze medal. I do. At Worlds. I think the lift error that Byron Lewis had, and they had one, should have been dinged more. and it was not. So there is that. And I hate that they are paired up against each other twice this season at the JPs. I think it's not fair. Reed and Angela Vicious. She finally has her citizenship, but they just did not have a great Worlds. So hopefully she's able to get that taken care of in China, and I hope I think they will. Yeah, Brady in Somerville and Pate by US Ice Dance specifically is going to be wild to watch this season. Oh well. Right. So in terms of this particular lineup, it's between Farron Gibson and Guinard and Fabry, with probably Reed and Angela Vicious third. We'll see how much home cooking takes Laurence and Guillaume. Oh God. Hold on. Yes. All right. So now, Cup of China. We have 2 Chinese dance teams. So Jiao and He. And then I think it's Ren and Jing. Yeah, Ren and Jing for China. And we've got 1 TBD spot, so we'll see who fills that. Olivia and Tim really had, I think, an incredible breakout last season. I will say their average last season was a bit pulled down because they had a really poor competition to start. But, I mean, their free dance was just absolutely incredible. Now, the danger here is I don't know if they can top that. Anyway, so now we have Demugio and Le Mercier, who I feel especially bad for this season because I think they are going to be the most hard done by with Guillaume coming back. Loperaver and Briseau, I think, have already been dinged quite a bit in the scores, and Demugio and Le Mercier too. But essentially, they earned 2 Olympic spots, and Demugio and Le Mercier are not going to be able to have them, and that makes me sad. Lim and Quan, they are a delightful team as always. I just think the material last year did not help them very much, unfortunately. But I mean, she is a star. And speaking of people who are absolute stars, Madison Chalk is beautiful, and also a great ice dancer. And Evan is also there. Controversial opinion, I'm more of a Piper Paul girly. They just need to leave Carol Lane, I feel. And out and out say that they support the trans community. But yeah, I think they just have such inventive programs. And I don't want to say Maddie and Evan aren't inventive, but I just think they have a lot of reputation going for them. Right, this lineup. Who do I think is on top in this lineup? I mean, is it a question? It's Maddie and Evan. Medalists, I'd love for Zhenya and Jeffrey to get in there and get a silver, and then probably Green. This will be interesting to see how Green and Parsons and Zingis Kolesnik stack up against each other. Sorry, I just have to check my hand. Anyways, speaking of Piper and Paul, we have Skate Canada next. So we have Gillis and Poirier for Canada. And then I think Marjo and Zach as well. I don't get why. I know there's a lot of things I don't get about Skate Canada. But I think Marjorie and Zach would have such a better time, a chance to do well if they got sent to other events. Like, I think, anyways, then we have the first of the Czech sibling teams, Mrazkova and Mrazek. I mean, not much to say here except they always have fun programs, and I hope they don't get copyright striked this time. Turkey Lover Slice. Oh my God. Talk about my heart just about fell out of my chest in the rhythm dance last Worlds. And they barely made it into the free. And Finland does have 2 spots for next year. And I'm so relieved. And by all rights, I am a Turkey Lover Slice 2025 European bronze medalist truther. I think they should have beaten Lila and Lewis there. I think they had a much better free dance, and it was like 600ths of a point. Yeah. I think Turkey Lover Slice should have beaten him. I know I don't sound very patriotic. I think it's just because I've had such problems with Lila and Lewis's programs over the years. I'm sorry. Get better programs next year. We can talk all day about like what the ISU is doing with rhythm dance theming. And to be fair, I think Lila and Lewis were like the least had the least bad one of the least bad rhythm dances last year. I mean, we'll see what they do with the 90s. I don't know. Maybe they'll do Vogue again, but as a rhythm dance. Oh no, God, no, don't! I've spoken it into existence. Oh no. Carrera. How do you? Right, E first. Right. Okay. Carrera and Marenko. They had such a breakout season too. I'm so glad they did so well at Worlds. Do we know where she's at with her U.S. citizenship? Oh, what am I doing? I'm on Skate Canada. Yes, no, yes. Brady Somerville, Carrera Ponomarenko, and Nessa Markov. Okay. I have feelings about Nessa and Markov that I think, again, have been said elsewhere. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Right. So Skate Canada, I mean, it's Piper and Paul's to win. I think Marjo and Zach are medalists in here. I would love for Turkey and Verse Lights to get in there and get a Grand Prix medal that's not in Finland. That'd be amazing. Right. NHK. Fabry Iyer for Canada. They had such good Challenger Series last year, and they just seemed to struggle a little bit on the Grand Prix, and I feel a bit bad for them. The Tashlers criminally underscored the last few seasons, and I could not be happier that they have made a coaching change. By all accounts, they seem to be happy. They're training with the Finns, so hooray. Speaking of the Finns, we got our funky Finns, the Fossy Finns. Oh my God, I love them so much. I have voted for them so many times in the anything Geo. It's basically and Yard and Fabry, again, rude to make them go against each other twice. I think that's, anyways, the 2 Japanese junior ice dance teams I love. I think I like, let's see, we've got Tanaka and is it Nishiyama? Yes, Azusa Tanaka and Shingo Nishiyama. Yes. And then we have Yoshida and Marita, who I think have been the more successful one. They did. I think if Yoshida and Marita go to the qualifying competition, they have a really good shot of making it to the Olympics. And I hope they do. I think they will regardless in the team event, but I would love for them to get an individual event spot as well. So then we have Green and Parsons again. Nobody's doing back-to-back just yet, she says. Then we have the Ship Sibs are back. I'm going to be honest, guys, and this might just be because my skating fandom really kicked off during/after the 2018 Olympics. So I've only seen them at the Olympics. I think people might be overhyping their comeback just a little bit, partly because one, U.S. ice dance is already so crowded, and I feel bad for everybody else who's trying to get an Olympic spot. But also, ice dance has changed so much. The rhythm dance especially. There's been so many more choreographic elements added. I don't think it's a slam dunk for them to get that third spot just yet. They will have some brownie points for being Olympic medalists, but I don't think that'll be enough on their own to carry them through. So we will see how that goes. But again, for NHK, probably between Lila and Lewis and Charlene and Marco. I'm not going to say Shibutanis are podium contention just yet, but I think it'd be nice. You know what? I would love for the Tashlers to finally get in there and for Green and Parsons to get a Grand Prix medal. That'd be fun. That would be fun. Right. So for Skate America, we've got Lejoie and Lega. We've got Mrazkova and Mrazik, DiMuggio and Le Mercier. Fragi Fourneau making their senior Grand Prix debut. I would love for them to come out and nail it, but this is going to be a very tough field, I think, to do it in, especially with Skate America. So Fragi Fourneau, and we got Lopreva. So all the French teams are here. Lopreva and Brissot. I love what I always say about Zhenya is she was not born French, but she was born to be French. She has a French citizen now. And then finally we have, finally after like what, 2 seasons? Don't do that. 2 seasons. We've got Becker and Hernandez making their Grand Prix debut. Oh my gosh. I'm not gonna lie, of the 2 British teams that were really in contention last season, I think they had the better programs. And yes, you might say it's stereotypically British due to the Beatles and Bond, but like they did it well. And then we have Tali and Lafrenara, who I absolutely fell in love with last season. And they are the junior world record holders now for the total score. So hopefully, yeah, they can get in there. Presumably they'll be going to the qualifying competition to get the second Olympic spot. I hope they do. That'd be amazing. So I got Tali Lafrenara, and then we have Chalk Bates and Guerrero Ponamarico. I mean, this is again Chalk and Bates to win. Lala and Guerrero Ponamarico, I think, will be fighting it out for the top 2. Although, Jenny and Jeffrey are going to be in there too. This is going to be very tough competition. I love all these teams for the most part. Interesting. Right, finally, off to Finland. And we are starting with Gillis and Poirier. And then we have the Tashlers. This I heard was going to be a hype event, and I think it will be. Smart and Dieck are here. Turkulon versus Slice are here. I love them. Orihara and Piranen, obviously. The team that shall not be named. Davis and Smolkin. The Browns are finally here. Hopefully they get a second spot somewhere. Hopefully they hit the host spot at Skate America. I loved their rhythm dance last season. I think they would have a fun time. And then we have the Ship Sibs and Zingas and Kolesnik. Yeah, and that's our field. I don't know what to think about GP Finland. I'm just gonna say chaos. Chaos is gonna happen. Right. So that's the field. I'm just gonna go through now and clear this. Again, we're gonna reset. Come back. Oh, I'm gonna backspace here as well. And I need to. Oh, I forgot these. So we're going to reset, and backspace. So now we're going to bring that. And then there's that. There's that. There's that. There's that. So we'll say, yeah, Worlds 2026. Right. Okay. So that is the Olympics one. Worlds 2027 predict. We're just going to leave that there. Actually, I'm just going to delete. Yeah, I can delete rows. There's nothing else there. Euros 2025, Euros 20, or Euros 2026. I do predict Euro spots here, but I don't like do them a different color or anything. Predict. And we're just gonna delete some rows, and always we're just gonna leave here. Rank by country, and we're just gonna go all the way down because we don't have countries to input just yet. So we're just gonna reset and backspace. I'm going to save entering names for another time because we're already coming up on 2 hours. So I'm going to leave that for now. So we're just going to, yeah. Okay. Yep. Unbold, reset, backspace. Actually, I'm going to bring these in and I'll just do these another time. Oh, yeah, this can all be backspaced. This can all be backspaced. This can all be backspaced. And this can all be backspaced. We will see if we have Japanese nationals starring Amber Glenn again this year. Yeah, and we'll just leave it there. And the Olympic spots, I'm going to leave for now. I'm going to leave. Once we start getting scores in, I will update as they go. But this I'm going to leave as is. So yeah, that is my spreadsheets basically all now set up. I'll add in the Olympic qualifier event. I'll make sure I get the dates for the Olympics right. And update the pairs challengers, but that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for coming along. If you want to check it out, check me out elsewhere. I've got my website linked in the description. I'm trying to do a bit more bloggy things now. I'll see if I do another one of these in the future once there's more info for things. You can follow me on Blue Sky at Helen Marie 95. Yeah, that's basically it. Thanks so much for joining me. If you've joined, I've had fun. This has been great. I've talked quite a bit. I said I was going to drink water. I have drank none of it. Fun. So yeah, I'm going to call it a night here, and I will see you in the next one. And happy almost Olympic season. We're so back. All right. I'll see you guys later. Bye.